Welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and I am so thankful that you've tuned in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you so much for being here. OMG, I literally I couldn't remember if this was episode 62 or 63. So I was actually having to look before this to see what episode I'm on. So first of all, that is just a testament of continuing to push forward, continuing to do something that I felt like I was supposed to do based off of the way that I felt, based off of this calling that I had inside of me. So today, what I want to talk about is you. I want to talk about your soul's calling and how you really come into alignment with that and how you really find your soul's calling, because this is something that as society moves forward, so many of us are wanting to expand ourselves. We're wanting to really step into our power. We're seeing all of these people around us do it. And my philosophy and the way that I believe I run my life is if they can, I can. And so I really want you to just embrace that. I want you to feel the same way, that if someone else can do the thing you want to do, you can do it. If someone else can have the money that you want, you can have it. If someone else can have the career that you want, you can have it. You can literally have whatever you want. You just have to figure out how to take aligned action to get to that thing. You have to figure out how to step into the new version of yourself to achieve that version that you want to be. So that's really what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about being your authentic self, what that means, what that looks like, how you even achieve that, because that has been something that I've really been trying to focus on in my own life as I open myself up more, as I learn more, as I continue down this journey that I literally love and I feel so called to. How do I really step into my authentic self? And so I really want to just talk to you guys today about how I've done this and how I've really trusted myself through this process and allowed myself to go on my own journey, because so many of us get trapped in the hamster wheel of what are other people going to think if I step into who I'm meant to be? What are other people going to think if I start to try something that's kind of out of the box or isn't the ordinary thing that you would necessarily do? And this is something that I've really had to trust myself with, because I've really gone against the grain and I still am. And I'm really stepping more into that in my own life personally. And so I feel like more of that is going to come out and it's going to make people uncomfortable. It's going to make me uncomfortable, which is literally the point of all of this. The point of everything in your life is to get you uncomfortable so you can crack out of your shell and you can literally embody who you came here to be. I've said this before, but I am genuinely a believer that we come into this earth to awaken our souls, to embody who we're meant to be, and we really have a soul purpose on this planet. We are really meant to come down to shine our light and to be who we're meant to be. Now, there are a lot of people that will never, and not in this lifetime. And that is okay. But you can choose to embody who you're meant to be in this lifetime. It doesn't matter if you're the only one in your family. It doesn't matter if you don't know anyone personally. Like, to be honest, I don't really know anyone personally that is on the journey I'm on. And that is cool. And that just shows, me the power of what is possible when you really step out into the unknown and you really start to create something that's really from your heart and your soul. Like, That's powerful. That is why we're here. And what's cool is as you start to go down your path and your life's purpose starts to unfold for you, it starts to unwind, you start to realize like every little step that you took leads you to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And all of this is like told to us from when we're little, but we really don't have an understanding of what's going on. And so I really want to bring it back to 62 episodes ago when I started my podcast. I went through a horrible breakup, which you guys probably know. And if you don't know, and this is your first time tuning in, I'm so happy you're here. You can check out my story, which is episode 51, or it's called The Story from Trauma to Freedom. And what happened was my life really blew up on me because my soul wanted to awaken and my soul wanted me to go down this life path that I feel like now I'm actually on and I'm actually following this. But I had to actually decide, I had to make a decision to go down this path. I had to decide that I was going to start living a life based off of my soul and making my soul happy instead of living in the 3D and trying to make me happy in what I thought was my plan and my purpose. And I think a lot of times we can go down that path where we create a life for ourselves based off of the knowledge that we have and what we've been taught in society and how our parents have passed things on to us. And what happens when you decide to start going down a soul's purpose, when you decide, you know what, I really feel called to this, whatever that is for you. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to start your own podcast. Maybe you want to open a new social media account and you want to start creating something there. Whatever that calling is for you, it's calling you for a reason. And many of us have this calling, but we will never answer the calling because we are so afraid and scared of what if it doesn't work? And I get that. But what if it does work? What if you really step out and embody the version that you are supposed to embody in this lifetime? And you start to do the little things that you have, like, I would call them nudges. Like you have this nudge in your heart. You have this feeling inside of you that is really trying to wake you up. It's really trying to say, hey, let's start something new. Just give yourself a chance to trust that. And the biggest thing that I can say as you start to go down this path is to believe in yourself and literally not think about anyone else. Because this is the thing when it comes to you and your dreams, no one is going to make your dreams happen except for you. And a lot of times when you start to go down this path and you really feel like, yeah, something is calling me, like something deep within me is like knocking at my door. You might be having dreams. You might be having random people say things to you. That's happened to me in my life where I've been out and like random people start talking about stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a sign. Like there might be things in your life that start happening that are really aligning with this soul calling you have. So trust yourself, because the only person that you can trust in this life genuinely is you. And if you don't start to answer this call that you have on your heart and soul, you are going to end up living a life that isn't the life that you came here to live. And if you really want to step into your purpose, you really want to step into the version of you that you're meant to step into, you really have to trust yourself and not worry about what anyone else thinks. And that is the hardest thing, because we are literally so worried about how other people are going to perceive us. But what I can tell you from my experience is just literally not worrying about any of that and really getting to a place where you become obsessed with making yourself happy, and you become obsessed with your own soul's journey and really finding your purpose and your life's path. Everything was going to change for you. And eventually, you're going to realize that by you doing this, you're actually helping people, and that's something I've learned. I've had so many people reach out to me and just thank me and just tell me that I've inspired them, I'm helping them, they're listening, and that they're really making changes in their life. And that is really amazing. Like, to be able to have that feedback that me doing all of this is actually helping people is the sweetest and most beautiful thing I could experience. But I want to tell you that I didn't do this for people. I genuinely started this journey because I felt like I had to do it. I felt this feeling inside of me that if I didn't do this, that I was going to die inside. That's like genuinely how I feel. And at the time, I didn't really know that's what was going on. But like, now that I've been on this journey for a year and a half, like, that's exactly how I felt. It was this deep, deep calling inside of me to trust myself and just put myself out there and create something that was going to save me and also help other people. And if I can help one person a day that hears this, that is absolutely beautiful. Because that's what we're all desiring. We're all genuinely desiring help. We're all genuinely desiring to know ourselves and to figure out, why are we here? What is the purpose of all of this? And so some of us don't know that we're desiring that, but I genuinely believe that if you're listening to my podcast, you've found me some way, that by some way, the universe has orchestrated that we're here together. And being here together helps both of us. By you being here, it helps me express the way that I feel inside. It helps me express my knowledge. It helps me express everything I've learned and to put it out into the universe. And it helps you by hearing my stories, hearing my experience, hearing how I've overcome my own self, hearing me overcome my journey, and knowing that if I can do it, you can do it. And it is really a two-way street. So as you start to go down your journey and you start to answer the call that's within you, this call of something just burning inside of you that you are like, yeah, this is confirmation. I got to do the thing. Maybe it's like this burning desire to start singing or playing an instrument or writing a book. Like, whatever it is for you, just know that the desire is on your heart because it wants to come out. You wouldn't have a desire if it wasn't meant for you. And I really want you to hear that, because so many of us have desires inside of us, but we don't feel worthy. We don't feel like we could ever achieve it. We don't feel we have the knowledge. We don't feel we have the resources. But what I can tell you is, whatever that burning desire is that you have inside of you, start leaning into that. Maybe you have a desire to start a new career or go to a different business and create a new job, like, or have a new job for yourself. I'm telling you, whatever the desire is inside of you, it's inside of you because it's actually meant for you, but no one is going to make it happen for you. You have to do it because you are on your own soul's journey. And everyone else is on their soul's journey. It's their responsibility to get where their soul wants to go. It's your responsibility to get where your soul wants to go. So the power is in your hands. You are the operant power of your reality. You are the one that is going to make the desires come to fruition. But you have to do it. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop telling yourself you're too afraid. Stop telling yourself you're too old or you can't because you have kids. Like, there is a way for you to fulfill the desires that are within you to allow them to come out of you. But it's your own soul's journey. You know, this weekend I was talking to someone and I have some burning desires beyond my podcast that I'm working towards and meditating on, and there are people helping me with them. There are things inside of me that are very important that I figure out. And I was talking to someone this weekend and they had said, you know, when you start to do the thing, make sure that you tell people actually how it's done and make sure that you give them the tools and the process and the processes. And that really got me to thinking, and I totally get that. And yes, there are absolute processes that I've done that I can put together and formulate that have helped me, that can help you. Now, on the flip side, my belief is that I can only give you my experience. I can only tell you my stories. I can only share Whitney's world from my perception. And from my perception, I've done things very out of the ordinary. I've done things against the grain. I've done things that people would never try, that I just was like, well, it's calling me. I'm going to jump in. And how I got from who I was a year and a half, over 2 years ago, to where I am now, it was an immense dedication and perseverance. And this obsession with, I will never go back to the old version of me. And I've went on my own journey. And the journey that I went down is 100% a complete embodiment of a spiritual journey. I went down a spiritual path. In my eyes, that's my truth. And so as I start to open up and give the best advice I can and tell you guys how I got from point A to point B, I really want to encourage you that you have to find your true authentic self, your life path on your own. There are lots of people that can help you. There are lots of people that can guide you. But to think that you're going to get to be your authentic self based off of one person telling you the exact process, it's not going to happen. You really have to look at yourself and your life and start to ask some questions. Because again, I can tell you what I did and the steps I took, but maybe you don't want that. But maybe you can listen to someone else and their experience, and you're like, okay, I could do that. You're going to be led to who you need to be led to, and the universe is going to guide you and bring things into your awareness that you need. So it's really important to actually pay attention to what is happening around me. What is the universe bringing to me that I really need to tune into, that I really need to become aware of, that I really need to take a look, do a Google search, pick up a book, something that you need to do to take aligned action so that you can start to go down your own journey. But finding your true authentic self is your journey. It's your path. It's your blessing. It's your responsibility. But when you do, you're going to be able to journal through it, write a book about it, start a podcast about it, a YouTube channel. Maybe you're going to create music. I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to create a company. Maybe you're going to be a teacher of it. Whatever it is for you, don't get caught up in the notion that someone has to tell you how to do it. Because I honestly was caught in that for a while. I was just like, I wish someone would just freaking tell me how to get to where I want to go as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. And it's been a journey of 2.5 years. And I'm like, I feel like I've just now tapped into it and I understand. And I can see where I'm going now, but it took me 2.5 years. To some people, they're like, I would never spend 2.5 years. I don't have time for that. Okay. Time is an illusion. So it really doesn't matter how long it took me, because what it matters is now. Now I got it. Now I know where I'm going. Now I have confidence. Now I understand I'm worthy. Now I understand that I can cultivate and start to create the life of my dreams. Now, I get it now. But leading up to now, it was a journey. It was a path. It was me paying attention. It was me really thinking everything is a sign. Everything is happening for me. Everything in my world is coming together. And on your path of you finding yourself so that you can genuinely be happy and break free and be who you're meant to be on the earth, we're going to need to cultivate something. And we're going to need to create a new identity for ourselves. We're going to need to look at the old and then create a new version. Who am I? What do I want? And who am I being? This is the most important part in this process of really allowing your soul to shine. Is you have to realize that who you are now is the conditioned, programmed version of society. Where you are going is your creation. It's who you want to be in the world. It's how you want to see the world. There are people that want to see the world filled with hate, fear-mongering, and evil. And there are people that want to see the world of peace, love, and abundance. No matter where you're at, you get to decide, who am I and who am I being? And so as you start to make this kind of transition, as you start to shed your skin, you are creating a new identity. This is the self-concept. The self-concept is literally creating the true version of you, the real version of you. You have to shed all the old, all of the everything that you were programmed to be. And you have to start to reprogram yourself. You have to start to install some new hardware in your mind. And for some people, rewiring your subconscious mind, rewiring yourself, people get it really quick. For me, it took me a while. It took me time. But it's worth it. Because now, like, I get it. I understand that once you reprogram yourself to the highest version of you, you have literally recreated yourself. You have created a new version, a new self-concept that can become magnetic and attractive and literally attract to you the things you need and the things you want in this life. We don't come here to not get the desires we want. We're supposed to have the desires on our heart. That's why we have them. But if you do not recreate a new identity for yourself and literally change your subconscious mind to from lack to abundance, from scarcity to freedom, from hate to love, from guilt and shame to complete acceptance and honoring yourself. If you can't make the shift, you're never going to be able to change who you are and transform into who you're meant to be and why your soul came here. We've been programmed to be worker bees, but that's not why we really came here. We came here to evolve our souls, to find ourselves, and to express that into the world and to help as many people as we can, but ultimately help ourselves. That's what I believe. And as you go from the old to the new, you're going to have to continuously change your mind because you're going to be going from the new program back to the old program because your brain doesn't want to change. It wants to keep you safe. It doesn't understand why you're changing because it can't predict the future. So it makes it afraid. And that's why we're all so afraid of change, because our mind tells us it's not safe there because it can't predict the future. But you have to realize that you're not safe in the old version if something higher is calling you. The only way to get to the higher calling of yourself is to do it, to do the thing, and let yourself unfold as the process goes on. And that's like the beautiful part of all of this, is you get to commit to something, to show up for yourself, to start eating better, drinking more water, working out, start your podcast, whatever it is, but you commit to that every day and you start to install new hardware in your brain. You start to become aware of what's going on in the world. You start to see signs from the universe. You start to embrace your spiritual journey, your spiritual path, and you start to actually trust yourself more. And that's really what I want to explain, is that as you start to do this, whatever it is that's calling you, you are going to start trusting yourself more. And you are going to see that when you once didn't believe that you could do something or that you could be that version of yourself, you start to see like, oh my gosh, I am actually starting to be that person I always wanted to be. I always had this desire to be, but you have to start being her or him. You have to start. You cannot just think the same thoughts, do the same things, and expect your life to change. It doesn't work like that. You have to trust yourself and know that you're going to get exactly where you're meant to be by getting uncomfortable, doing the thing that you want to do, following the path that is lit up before you, and believing, having faith. I'm telling you, if other people can do it, so can you. Why not you? And you're going to find your own authentic way to do it and to be happier and to embody the version of who you're actually meant to embody here in this day and age, in this time. I mean, do you guys even understand what a blessing it is to be alive today? And how powerful it is to be alive today? But you got to break free of all the mental BS that holds you down, that holds you back, that tells you you're not enough, you're not worthy, you can never do it, you don't have the money, the resources, any of that. You have to change all that stuff. You have to change your mindset. Your mindset is literally everything in this life. You have to believe in yourself and have faith in the unseen. And know that as long as you're taking the steps that you feel called to take, your life is going to end up turning out into being a masterpiece. But you have to do it. If you don't know how to do it, start asking for the resources, for the answers. You could literally dream of it one night before you go to bed. Meditate, visualize that thing that's calling you, and ask to be shown what you need to see. The answers will come to you because literally when you seek, you find. But you have to start seeking to find. Things do not just like show up out of nowhere. You have to be on the path and on the journey and moving forward. You have to have the momentum of something happening. So as you start to change these thoughts every day, every time you get a negative thought, you got to change it with something positive. You got to change the thought. And as you do that, you are going to create a new identity. You are going to jump in a new body. You are going to manifest your new life. You're going to get that job you want. Like you're going to eventually be that version of yourself. You are going to step into that new identity that you're creating because we're creators. So we have to create the new authentic version of ourselves. And as you do that, you eventually start going down the path towards self-mastery. And that is it. And once you get to that point where you are now mastering yourself, the world opens up for you. Everything's possible because you overcame so much. You beat all the odds. You broke all the generational curses. You found your freedom. You found yourself. And you become magnetic, and then you attract. We do live in an attraction-based universe. So you attract to you because you are you. And that makes people like want to be around you, want to hear from you. And how'd you do it? So don't think that going down this path is a loss or that it's going to take too much time. All we have is time. So the sooner that you start to do the thing that's calling you, the better. The faster you're going to get there. But the problem is that so many people wait and wait and wait and make excuses after excuses. And then they're like, wow, I always said tomorrow, and I never did the thing. And I don't want to see people do that and make that choice anymore. You have to believe that you are worthy of changing and being connected to your higher self. The journey of going down this path is all about belief and faith, knowing that this is what you deserve and this is what you came for. And also, the beauty of this is as you start to do it, you're going and you beat the odds, you're going to show people around you they can do it too. And again, if other people can do it, so can you. So if you can do it, so can they. So stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about what if I say something wrong. When I was starting my podcast, I think that was the biggest fear I had was, what if I say something wrong? And I can tell you now that that fear went away because as I grow and learn, my mind changes. I change my beliefs. It's natural because I'm, this version and then I'm creating a new version. So naturally, some things that I think are different than I used to think. I mean, literally, I think so different now than I used to think. And that is like so beautiful, in my opinion. And I just have so much more love now than I ever had in my heart and for other people and other people's journey, like where they're at. And so be inspired by yourself and truly know that as you start to go down this path and answer the call that's calling you, you're going to inspire others. And the more people that are inspired that they can be who they came here to be, the better. That is such a beautiful gift. If we can just be who we're meant to be and start to go down that path, the world is going to change, and it's going to change quicker. And all the evilness, all the politics, all that stuff, like God's going to take care of that. Don't worry about anything but the things that make you happy and can help you reprogram yourself. You have to focus on you. This is a journey of you and you only. You cannot control anyone else. You cannot change anyone else. The only person you can change is you. And you're better off just focusing on changing yourself. That way, people around you can realize, well, if they can change, I can change. And that's how you lead a movement. That's how you help others, by encouraging them. Like, if you don't like your life or you have this burning desire, you can do it. You just have to choose to do it. You have to decide that you're going to go in that direction and make your dreams happen, make your manifestations come true. And again, if you say something wrong, or, one day you believed this and now you believe this, you can say you're sorry, you can apologize and let it go. You don't need to hold yourself to the fire because you're growing, learning, changing, or you accidentally said something that you don't mean or you didn't know. It's okay. Stop letting your fears rule your life. You're not going to get where you want to go, where your soul wants you to go, by being afraid, by trapping yourself in the fear of anything. Fear is literally the lowest frequency on our planet. And that's why so many things want to keep us afraid. And that's why so many things do keep us in fear. You have to choose to create something new, to believe and have faith that your life is going to get better because you're choosing a new path. You're choosing a new destiny. You're choosing the new and improved you, the 2.0 version of you, whatever that is for you, however you want to look at yourself. This is genuinely meant for you to free yourself and to allow yourself to be who you're meant to be and be authentically you. So to create the new identity, you have to let go of the old and feel your way into the new and ask yourself, who do I want to be? Close your eyes, visualize it. What do you see? And trust yourself. If you really want to live your best life, you have to trust yourself and believe in the unseen and know that you're worthy of it. And no one can save you but you. So guys, that's pretty much it for today. I hope this inspired you. I hope this gave you clarity and makes you really want to shed the old version and follow your highest self, your burning desires inside, the thing that you're not doing and is making you sick. Yeah, we need to open up. We need to just do it. Believe in ourselves. Trust yourself. You can freaking trust yourself. I promise. So I love you guys very much. Please connect with me on social media. Also, if you guys could leave me 5 stars on Spotify, I would greatly appreciate it. That helps the message get out to other people, to more people. I love to hear and read all your comments on Apple Podcasts as well as YouTube. So please, guys, leave me a comment. Please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really pumped and excited about everything I'm working on. I'm literally, as I'm telling you guys all of this, I'm doing it as well. I am creating this life for myself. I am creating something, this new version of me, really stepping into being authentic, not letting the judgment of others affect me. I'm doing it too. I'm right here with you guys. So please connect with me on social media if you guys would like. I would love to hear from you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. And as always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. Yeah.
Past knocking, shoulda answered nah. Scales dead, shoulda charged them all up. Shoulda set it on the table and go. Will I ever stand rooted and grow? Past knocking, shoulda answered nah. Scales dead, shoulda charged them all up. Shoulda set it on the table and go. Will I ever stand rooted and grow? I don't know. I can't see, blinded by a color of the shade I can't be. Sliding down dolo cause I'm tired trying to creep on I-25 speed slurred it may be. Time for a refresh, I reset to be best, but this mess that I am may need check. Like a mic on the stand, I slam my band like Nirvana Kurt jamming through a speaker. through a tweet I break. My escape from a pain like a drug I take or a drink you sip. I think she found me lit, sitting over this city with a tear that drip. So a hard not here. I thought I'd find it at the end, but I ended up empty-handed, puddled in the bins. I can find my way, path fades like stray. Past knocking, should I answer not? Scales dead, should've charged them all up. Should've set it on the table and go. Will I ever stand rooted and grow? Past knocking, should I answer not? Scales dead, should've charged them all up. Should've set it on the table and go. Will I ever stand rooted and grow? So where you read that, I'ma need that eulogy to crying, hear my name up on the feedback, staring at a casket, looking down and look at me back, trapped. Yeah, 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 past knocking, should I answer not? Scales dead, should've charged them all up. Should've set it on the table and go. Will I ever stand rooted and grow? Past knocking, should I answer not? Scales dead, should've charged them all up. Should've set it